Hello everyone. Welcome to the series of multiple choice questions that are provided by the University AKTU. These questions are from second unit, that is BJT and FET. So let us see the solution of each question with proper explanation. The first question is, when transistors are used in digital circuits, they usually operate in which of the regions? So for this, we have to first recall the table that we discussed in the video lecture of biases. So in every transistor, there are two PN junctions. One PN junction is called emitter base junction. Another is called collector base junction. And for each junction, you can connect one battery. And there are two ways of connecting each battery. Either you can connect it in forward bias or you can connect it in reverse bias. So in total, there will be four combinations that will be made. Either you can forward bias the emitter base junction and reverse bias the collector base junction, or you can forward bias both the junctions, or you can reverse bias both the junctions, or you can reverse bias the emitter base junction and forward bias the collector base junction. So I hope that you understood that these four combinations are possible by connecting the batteries to these two junctions. And every combination corresponds to a particular region of operation. That means if this is the case, that means if first combination is the case, that means emitter base junction is forward and collector base junction is reversed, then the transistor in this particular combination will work as an amplifier and the region will be called active region. So when the transistor acts as an amplifier, basically it is operated in the active region. Similarly, if you will forward bias both the junctions, transistor will act as a switch and switch can be on or off, so it will be acting as an on switch. And this region is called saturation region. In the third case, when both the junctions are reversed, then in that particular case, transistor will act again as a switch, but this time it will be a off switch. Okay, and the region will be called cutoff. And if collector base junction is forward and emitter base junction is reversed, it is called inverted region and it is basically of no importance. Okay, so the main regions of operations are the first three combinations, that is active, saturation and cutoff. Now the question that has been given is about digital circuits. So digital electronics or digital circuits are all about 0 and 1. That means on and off. That means switch. So basically, when the transistor is used in digital circuits, they are basically operated in saturation and cutoff region. So for the solution of many questions, you should know this table. So always remember this table. Okay, it will be very helpful to you. And the correct option for this particular question is saturation and cutoff region. So the correct option is C. Next question. In a BJT, the base region is sandwiched between emitter and collector, or the collector is sandwiched between base and emitter. The emitter region is sandwiched between base and collector. The emitter region is sandwiched between N and P regions, or none of the above. So for this, you can simply recall the structure of a transistor. This particular part is emitter, this is base, and this is collector. So always the base region is sandwiched between emitter and collector. So correct option is A. Next question. If the current gain is 200 and the collector current is 100 milliampere, then the base current is. So basically in BJT, we have three configurations. One is common base. In case of common base, alpha is the current gain and the formula of alpha is given by IC upon IE. You must remember it. You can remember it by a cut or a strategy that if it is a common base, then the base current will not come into the formula. Similarly, we have another configuration, that is common emitter, the current gain for which is given by beta, and the formula for beta is IC upon IB. And similarly, we have another configuration, common collector. So for that particular configuration, current gain is given by, gamma, not alpha, it's gamma. And the formula for gamma is IE upon IB. Okay. So these are the different gains for different configurations of BJT. Now in the question, you are not given the configuration. You are directly given the gain and you are given the collector current. So basically, you have to assume on the basis of the parameters or the data that has been given to you that this is that particular gain. That means the gain given to you in the question is beta, because according to the given data, collector current is given to you, gain is given to you, and the base current has been asked. So the base current comes in the formula of beta according to the given data. Okay. So just put down, use this formula, beta is 200, IC is given to you 100 milliampere, open it to the basic unit, don't leave milli as it is, and upon IB. So IB will come out to be 0.5 milliampere. You can verify it from your calculators. So it will come out to be 0.5 milliampere. So the correct option is D. Next question. The base region of an NPN transistor is thin and the type of doping has been asked according to the given options. So you must recall that when we read or discussed the construction, emitter base collector, okay, emitter base collector, this could be N, this base could be P, and collector could be N, NPN transistor. So base is always thin and lightly doped. We read it in the construction of the BJT. Okay, so base is always thin and lightly doped. These two features are given to the base in order to avoid the recombination. So base is lightly doped. Correct option is B. Next question. In a common base BJT connection, now common base configuration has been mentioned here. IC is given to you, IB is given to you, alpha is equal to, then options have been given. So basically alpha has been asked here. So as I told you in the previous slide also, alpha is equal to IC upon IE. So IB does not come into the formula of alpha. So you need to calculate IE. And whenever in a question you are given two currents, see transistor has three currents for the three terminals, IB, IC and IE. These are the three currents in a transistor. So if you are given any of the two currents, you can easily calculate the third one by using the transistor current equation, which is IE is equal to IC plus IB. So if IB has been given to you and according to the formula of alpha you need IE, then you can easily calculate it through this equation, which will come out to be 0.96 plus 0.05 milliampere, and the answer will be 1.01 milliampere. Okay, you can use this formula now by putting these values and you can calculate your answer. So the answer will be 0.95. You can just verify it. Answer will be 0.95. Okay, you can verify it through your calculators. This will give you 0.95. Next question. In a transistor circuit, IE is given to you, IC is 4.95 milliampere and beta has been asked. So remember the formula of beta is IC upon IB. Now you need IB for this And if you are given two currents, you can easily calculate the third one by using this equation that is called transistor current equation. So IB will be 5 milliampere, or you can say IE minus IC. Let me write down the formula first, which is 5 milliampere minus 4.95 milliampere will give you 0.05 milliampere. When you will now put this value in the formula of beta, it will give you 4.95 into 10 raised to the power minus 3 divided by 0.05 into 10 raised to the power minus 3. So you can solve it through your calculators and you will get the answer as 99. So the correct option is C, that is 99. Next question. In a BJT circuit, a PNP transistor is replaced by NPN. So when a PNP transistor is replaced by NPN, so all the directions of the currents, you should always remember this concept that obviously when N is replaced by P semiconductor and the P semiconductor is replaced by N, so the direction of all the currents will be reversed because the carriers will start flowing in the opposite direction. And also the voltages will be reversed. So according to the given options, the options are all calculations done earlier have to be separated, replace all calculated voltages by reverse values, replace all calculated currents by reverse values, no modification required, or none of the above. So the correct option is B and C both. That means you have to replace all the voltages and currents by the reverse values. So it's option B and C. Next question. In common base connection, now the common base connection has been mentioned here. Emitter current is given to you, that is 1 milliampere. Okay. If the emitter side is open, that means if you open a circuit or you break down the connection of emitter part, then IE will be certainly equal to 0, isn't it? So the collector current is 60 microampere. In that particular case, the collector current is 60 microampere. The total current, collector current for alpha 0.93 has been asked to you. Basically, if you understood the question, it is given to you that the configuration is common base. So always remember that the total collector current equation for common base is alpha IE. Okay, that you can easily remember because you know the formula of alpha also. Alpha is IC upon IE. Okay, so from there also you can calculate IC as alpha IE, but this is only the majority part. And plus a leakage current is also there. That is the leakage current in common base, which we usually neglect. Okay, but here the total collector current has been asked. So alpha is given to you, IE is given to you, and ICBO has been also given to you. How? It has been said that the emitter current, when it is the emitter side is open, the collector current is 60 microampere. That means if you put IE is equal to 0, because when you will open the emitter side, IE will become 0 because the current in an open circuit is 0. So then only this leakage current will come into light, and this is 60 microampere. So ICBO is given to you 60 microampere. Okay. IE is 1 milliampere. Alpha is given to you as 0.93. So you just have to put these values and calculate the answer. So basically what you need to remember is this equation for common base. And a similar equation exists for common emitter also, which I will tell you in the later questions. Okay. So let's calculate. So just put these values in your calculator, apply the formula and verify your answer. Remember that this is milli and this is micro. So don't forget to put them properly. You will get answer as 0.99 milliampere. Just verify it. So I have verified all the answers. All the answers are absolutely correct that I have mentioned in the PPT. If your answer does not come out to be the same, then you must have done some calculation mistake. So kindly recheck it. Okay. So the correct option is 0.99 milliampere. D. Next question. Which of the following junction under reverse bias causes a small collector current with emitter terminal open? So basically the equation that I showed you in the previous slide, that is the collector current equation, which I gave you, like IC is equal to alpha IE, this is the majority part, plus the leakage part, that is ICBO. Okay. Now, this equation is valid, or we calculated this equation when we biased the transistor in the active region, because the most important application of transistor is to work as an amplifier. And for amplifier, it has to be biased in the active region. So these all equations are applicable for active region. And according to the active region, collector base junction has to be reverse biased. So it is the collector junction which is reverse biased. So again, read down the question. You are asked the junction which is under reverse bias that causes a small collector current with emitter terminal open. So when you will open the emitter terminal, it will be 0, IE will be 0, and IC will be equal to a small collector current or small leakage current. Okay, so it is the collector junction. Correct option is A. Next question. The emitter current IE in a transistor is 4 milliampere. If the leakage current ICBO is 6 microampere and alpha is 0.98, the collector current has the value. Now you are given IE as 4 milliampere. Leakage current ICBO has been given to you 6 microampere. Alpha has been given to you 0.98. So the collector current has been asked. Again, you will apply the full equation because you are given all the values over here and you have to consider them all. Okay, just put down the values. All the data is available to you in the question and verify your answer. Your answer will come out to be option D, that is 3.926 milliampere. Okay, pay attention to the units, and for that put the values properly. Don't forget to put the values of milli and micro. Okay. Next question. An emitter in a BJT is doped much more heavily than the base as it is. So when we read the construction of BJT, we read that emitter is heavily doped, okay, and base is thin and lightly doped. Collector is physically larger in size. The reason for high doping of emitter is that the function of the emitter is to emit the charge carriers. So more the doping, more will be the charge carriers. So basically, it will increase the emitter efficiency. That is absolutely correct. And base current will be also reduced because why it will be reduced? Because more the electrons or more the charge carriers will pass from emitter to the collector through the base, and base is made such that it will avoid the recombination. Okay, so base current will always decrease. So both option A and B are correct. Next question. In cutoff region operation of a transistor, both junctions are forward? No, I showed you it in the previous question. It's in the first question itself. That table of biasings. Okay, so cutoff portion was that where you reverse bias both the junctions, that is emitter and collector base junction. We reverse bias both the junctions. Okay, so both the junctions are reverse biased. That is option B is the correct answer. Next question. In a transistor, beta may be expressed in terms of alpha as. So you must remember the relationship between alpha and beta. If we will put alpha on the left hand side, alpha is beta upon 1 plus beta. And if we will put beta on the left hand side, it will be alpha upon 1 minus alpha. According to the given options, correct option is B. That is alpha upon 1 minus alpha. Next question. An increase in the magnitude of the applied reverse bias voltage at collector base junction results in, let me show you. I am taking the reference of NPN transistor and I will bias it in active region. For active region, this emitter base junction, this is emitter base junction, and this is collector base junction. Okay, emitter base junction has to be forward biased, collector base junction has to be reverse biased. Okay, so this is how you will do the biasings. Now, if you will increase the collector base voltage, this is the collector base voltage. If you will increase this collector base voltage, basically you are increasing the reverse voltage because you have reverse biased this junction. And with the increase in the reverse voltage, the depletion layer always increases. So in this particular junction, the depletion layer will increase. Okay. So it will result in the increase in depletion region width. That is correct. Let us read down the other options also. Increase in IC and IE. Yes, that is also true because when the depletion layer width will increase, the effective width of base where recombination can take place, that will decrease. Because in the depletion layer, there are no charge carriers, so no recombination can take place. So the effective width of base where recombination can take place, that will decrease. That only remains this much, okay? That I am showing with green pen. Now IB will further decrease, and when IB will decrease, so IE and IC will increase, because if 2% of the electrons were recombining previously, now due to the decrease in the width of the base, these electrons will recombine only to 1% or 0.5% only. So more electrons will pass from emitter to collector, and hence IE and IC will both increase. So B option is also correct. I think only A and B are correct. So let us see the answer. Yes, A and B are the only correct options. Next question. Consider the following statements. First statement is beta of a transistor reduces if the base width is increased. Second statement is beta of a transistor increases if the doping concentration in the base is increased. Which one of the following is correct? First of all, for solving this, we must write down the formula of beta, which is IC upon IB. So basically, beta will increase or decrease depending upon IB, and both are inversely proportional. So according to the first statement, if the base width is increased, okay, so emitter, base, collector. This is the original construction. If you are going to increase the width of the base, the recombination will be more, and hence IB will be more. If IB will be more, then beta will certainly reduce. So first option is statement is absolutely correct. Let's look at the second statement also. If the doping concentration in the base is increased, if you increase the doping concentration, then beta will, or you can say the base current will increase, because more the doping, more will be the charge carriers, more will be the recombination, and hence more will be the base current. If base current is more, beta will again reduce. So, but here it is written that beta will increase with the doping of the base. It is not true. So, S2 is false and S1 is true. So, the correct option is D. Okay, S2 is false, S1 is true. Next question, and FET is essentially a current driven device, voltage driven device, power driven device, all of the above or none of the above. See, if you remember, BJT is a current controlled device because all the output parameters depends upon input current. And FET is just the opposite, that is, it is a voltage controlled device as all the output parameters depend upon the input voltage. So FET is a voltage driven device. Option B is the correct. Next question. For N-channel JFET, IDSS is given, VP is given, that is the pinch-off voltage. The drain current value has been asked and VGS value has been given. So for JFET, always remember that there is only one equation that is followed for the drain current, and that is ID equals to IDSS 1 minus VGS upon VP का whole square. Okay, IDSS into 1 minus VGS upon VP whole square. So just you have to put down the values as has been given in the question. IDSS is given to you 20 milliampere. Don't forget to expand it. Okay. 1 minus minus 4 upon minus 8. So this minus and minus will get cancelled out, and this minus will remain as it is. So when you will solve it, and whole square. So when you will solve it, just solve it through your calculators. You will get the answer as D, that is 5 milliampere. Just verify your answers. I have already verified them. They are all correct. So 5 milliampere will come out as the answer. In the next question, again for an N-channel JFET, IDSS has been given to you. Okay, VP, that is the pinch off voltage, has been given to you. GMO, that is the transconductance at VGS 0. What is GMO? G stands for, or G represents transconductance, and basically it is not GMO, it is GM naught, and it is the transconductance at VGS is equal to 0. Okay, the formula for this GM naught is minus 2 IDSS upon VP. So, but in the question you are directly given this value, so you need not use this particular part. And the transconductance has been asked. Formula for transconductance is Gm is equal to GMO 1 minus VGS upon VP. Okay, just use this formula. All the values are given to you and verify your answer. Your answer will come out to be 2500 micro Siemens. Siemens is just the unit of transconductance. So your answer will come out to be 2500 into 10 raised to the power minus 6. Or if your answer is coming 2.5 into 10 raised to the power minus 3, convert it into micro. Okay, so 2500 micro Siemens is the correct answer. That is option C. Next question. When a reverse bias is applied to the gate of JFET, the depletion region width. See, when you will, first of all, remember that JFET only works when its gate is reverse biased. And when you keep on reverse biasing the gate, the depletion region goes on increasing, which further reduces the channel. So channel width goes on decreasing. Okay, but according to the given options, you are asked about the depletion region width here. Okay, so let me draw the structure of JFET for you. I am referring to N channel JFET. These are two P regions, and the space in between them is the channel through which the current will flow, and because it is of N type, therefore it is called N channel. It is the drain part, it is the source part, and it is the gate part. Okay, so in JFET we always reverse bias the gate source junction, and because it is N channel, so VDS, that means voltage between drain and source, will be always connected positive, and VGS will be always reverse biased. It will be so placed, the battery will be so placed that it will be reverse biased. Okay, now when you will keep on increasing the reverse bias, you all know that reverse bias, with the increase in reverse bias, the depletion layer also increases with the increase in the reverse bias. Okay, so the shape of that depletion layer will be somewhat like this. Okay, so it will be more near the drain, or you can say it is wider near the drain side, and it is tapered near the source side, because when we move in the direction from source to drain, the reverse bias keeps on increasing. So where the places where reverse bias is more, in that particular portion the depletion layer will be more. Okay, so when we move from source to drain, the reverse bias goes on increasing, and that is why the depletion layer width is more as we move upward, and it is less in the downward portion. So it is tapered near the source and it is more near the drain side. So the correct option is C, is wider near the drain and tapers near the source. Next question is, the drain source voltage for VGS is equal to 0. So drain source voltage means VDS. For VGS is equal to 0, at which drain current becomes nearly constant. That means ID becomes constant. Okay. So this particular voltage of VDS is called pinch off voltage. In the pinch off voltage case, both the depletion layers start touching each other, but actually they do not touch each other, because when you keep on increasing the value of VDS, the depletion layers will touch each other. A point will come. So at that particular point, the current becomes constant. It does not become zero. The value at where the current becomes zero, it will be called cutoff, as the name itself implies, cutoff. Okay. But the place where current becomes constant, that particular voltage is the pinch off voltage. Okay. So the correct option is D. Next question. For an N-channel JFET, IDSS has been given to you 8.7 milliampere. VP has been given to you minus 3 volt. VGS has been given to you minus 1 volt, and you are asked the value of GMO. In the previous slide also, one of the previous questions, I told you that the formula of GM naught is equal to minus 2 IDSS upon VP. You are given all the values, just put them and calculate the answer. Okay. Minus of this formula and minus of VP will cancel out. So 2 into 8.7 into 10 raised to the power minus 3 upon 3. Okay, because minus 3 and minus will get cancelled out. So by putting it into your calculators, these values, you will get the answer as 5.8 millisiemens. Siemens is just the unit of transconductance. So 5.8 millisiemens is the answer. Verify it. Next question. How is N-channel FET operated as an amplifier? So, as I told you that JFET only works when the gate source voltage is reverse biased. There is no option for making it forward biased, and it is made reverse biased so that the input current could be made zero. Let me show you again. I am again referring to N channel. So the channel will be of N type. This is gate. So this VGS is always made reverse, because so that in the reverse bias we all know that the current is minimum, in fact approximately zero. So if IG will be approximately zero, the input impedance of this particular circuit will be very high, and this particular feature is desirable for all electronic circuits, that every efficient electronic circuit must have a high input impedance. So in order to increase the input impedance, the gate source voltage will be always reverse biased. So as per the given options in the question, the correct answer is B, that is with a reverse bias gate source junction. Okay. Next question. Pinch off voltage in a JFET is, now just read down the options carefully. The drain voltage that gives zero drain current. The gate source voltage, basically, first of all, as I told you, and in my video lectures also, it has been clearly given that pitch off voltage is the voltage at which drain current becomes constant. Okay. And cutoff voltage is the voltage at which drain current becomes zero. Always remember that. So let me show you the difference between the two, pinch off and cutoff. Pinch off is the value of VDS. Okay. Cutoff is the value of VGS. VDS value at which ID becomes constant, and in the case of cutoff, it is the value of VGS for which ID is zero. Okay. So always remember this difference between the two. The actual thing is that there is a lot of difference between pinch off and cut off. Both are entirely different. But some of the books consider both of them to be the same. So the same mistake has been given in the question also. I have not changed the question because it has been provided by the university. Okay. So, but according to the given options, we have to choose the most appropriate answer. So, if in the options you are not getting the correct definition as far as you people know, then you consider the pinch off as the cutoff voltage. Okay. So the pinch off, because in some books pinch off is basically considered as cutoff. So pinch off voltage as per the given questions as per the given options, it will be the gate source voltage that gives zero drain current. Okay, so assume it to be the cutoff voltage and give it the answer, because as per as we know, none of the options, or you can write none of the above also, so that will be also correct. But as I saw in the answers of that has been provided, so the option that was given was C. So I assumed that they have taken pinch off and cut off as to be the same. Okay, so you can tick none of the above also, and you can tick the C option also. Okay. Next question. Input impedance of MOSFET is, as far as the input impedance of MOSFET is concerned, always remember that the input impedance of MOSFET is greater than BJT and JFET. After it comes JFET, and the last one is BJT. So BJT has minimum input impedance. A better option is JFET as far as input impedance is concerned, and even a more better option is MOSFET. So MOSFET has more input impedance than BJT and FET. Correct option is B. Next option, question. Which of the following statements are not true in case of FET? It has high input impedance, it is correct, but the false statement has been asked. It is high gain device in comparison to BJT. No. Remember that FET is better than BJT in all the respects except gain. The gain provided by BJT is more as compared to FET. So it is a high gain device in comparison to BJT. That is a false statement. So one of the answers will be this. It is a bipolar device. Wrong. It is a unipolar device. This will be also the answer. Voltage controlled. Yes, it is correct. Simple to fabricate. This is also correct. So the false statements are, or the answers for this question are B and C. Next question. FETs when compared to BJTs have high input impedance. That is correct. Current flow due to majority carriers. That is also correct, because FETs are unipolar device, and unipolar means current flows only due to majority carriers. BJT is a bipolar device. That means current flows both due to majority and minority carriers. Low input impedance, that is wrong. It has more input impedance as compared to BJT. Current flow due to minority carriers, wrong. None of the above. So the correct options are A and B. Next question. Which of these statements given are correct? BJT is a current control device with high input impedance. No, it has low input impedance. FET is a voltage control device with high input impedance. That is correct. BJT and FET can be used for amplification. Both are, this is also correct. Both can be used as an amplifier. FET is a current control device. Wrong. It is a voltage control device. So the correct options are only B and C. A MOSFET can be used as, yes, we should all remember and recall that MOSFET can be used as a capacitor, and as MOSFET comes under the category of FET, which is a voltage controlled device, so therefore it can be used as voltage controlled capacitor. So the correct option is B, voltage controlled capacitor. Next question, the saturation current ID in FET equals, it should not be the saturation current. Basically, it should be the drain current, because all the options that are given to you in the question are for the drain current. And here also it has been mentioned ID, it is the drain current. So we have to remember this Shockley equation. IDSS 1 minus VGS upon VP whole square, and that is option B. So the correct option is B. Next question, the JFET can operate in, see, as I showed you the structure of JFET, let me discuss it again. This is drain, this is source. I am referring to N channel, T regions. Gate source junction will be always reverse biased, okay? And VDS will be always positive for N channel, okay? So now VGS can be only reverse biased. So there are three cases of operation. That means VGS is equal to 0 volt. First of all, for this, if VGS is 0, then due to this VDS, the N is having electrons, and electrons will travel from source to drain and will get attracted towards the battery of VDS. Okay, because VGS is zero, it does not have any impact. So current is easily flowing, and VGS is equal to 0 volt at this particular value. If the current flows is, that current is called IDSS. Now, if you will make VGS negative, because as VGS has to be always reverse biased, so obviously you will be connecting the battery in this manner. Okay, that means VGS is negative. When VGS is negative, so the reverse bias will increase and the depletion layers will also increase, which will decrease the channel. When the space for the current, that is the channel, will decrease, so the current will decrease. So further, the current will go on decreasing. So current here never goes in the increasing mode. So depletion means decreasing. Enhancement means increasing. So as the current only and only decreases, it has never been studied or discussed that current increases in JFET. So therefore, JFET can only work in the depletion mode. So the correct answer is A, that is depletion mode only. So for more clarity of the concepts, you can refer to the video links that I have provided in the description box. Your concepts will get clarified and you will feel more confident. So these were the questions from second unit. I'll make more videos for the questions that are provided by the university for the other units. Hope that this video will be useful for you all. Kindly like, subscribe and share. Thank you.